Now, the final Friday night spot on the card is Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns at UAB Blazers. See what we are dealing with now. UAB opening up at -2. They're now up to 2.5, pretty much across the board. The twos that are left are heavily juiced. This total sitting at 49 or 50. Louisiana coming off their first loss of the season, 30-27 at home to Coastal Carolina. That was a very interesting game. Our CMac was big on Coastal Carolina and that cash for him. Louisiana quarterback Levi Lewis went 14-24 for just 173 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. He did run 6 times for 84 yards, but they weren't able to move the ball through the air. Blazers coming off their 4th win in 5 games, an easy 37-14 win over Western Kentucky. They beat up on Western Kentucky on the ground. They rushed for 217 yards while only passing for 141. Lucero went 15-31 for 141 yards, 1 TD, and 1 interception. They are outscoring their opponents by an average of 11.2 points per game. And this is a big test for them at home against an angry Louisiana squad. John Ryan, have you looked or feel like making a move on Ragin' Cajuns Blazers?
Well, there's a strong system here that supports UAB, and it's one of the higher ones. I started talking about the p-value, where you take different types of parameters, and the p-value tells you what relevance they have to one another and how well they work together. This one's pretty good. So it's 78% the last 20 years. You play on home teams with a line of 3 on either side of pick'em, so they can be a 3-point favorite, 3-point underdog, and averaging 31 or more points per game after allowing 17 or less in 3 consecutive games. So UAB meets all those parameters. And obviously what that system tells you is that the offense and the defense are running on all cylinders, and it's expected to continue. It hasn't come up very much in the last 5 years, though. It's 4-0 against the spread. But nevertheless, when ones like this pop up, it gets my attention. So this would give me an initial lean on UAB, even though I love saying the mascot Ragin' Cajun. But further in the week here, we'll take a closer look at the detail from the machine learning stuff and see if it confirms.
Interesting spot, a lean towards the UAB Blazers. We got John Jacob, 45, watching on our Periscope. I guess he's feeling lonely on our Periscope. Everybody else watching on our YouTube, John. But don't worry, buddy. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. But thank you for watching on our Periscope. Ragin' Cajuns Blazers. We have a lean from John Ryan towards the UAB Blazers. Let's see what CMac has to say about this spot. Take it away, CMac.
Yeah, the line's real short here. I would lean Ragin' Cajuns a little bit. I like the over here. I don't really like a side. It's 49.5. I think both teams will score on each other. I think this will – I like how low the total is here at 49.5. I'm going to take the over, pretty sure, on this game. So I've been looking at the numbers. I think both teams will score pretty easily here. I think this game gets in the 30s. So should go over 49.5.
We have Dennis on the other side of that. Did you feel like when the Blazers were beating up on Western Kentucky, they were just running the ball because of their huge lead? There's no need to take risks and big shots down the field. Is that why you're leaning towards still trusting their offense and being able to move the ball through the air, CMac?
Yeah, I trust them to move the ball through. I've watched Louisiana, and I like them. I think the game just flows. I think UAB is a bit better. I mean, Dennis is – I just like how right here at 49.5, I think it's a little low. I think it should be like 53.5, something like that, 54.5. So I'm just, in my mind, taking advantage on the points here. So I'm going to roll with the over, I'm pretty sure, on this game. So.
All right, we have a look towards the over from CMac and John Ryan close to backing the Blazers, which means that Dennis Garcia – is on the opposite sides of both you guys. So questionable moves here.
Love it.
Dennis is on the
all be good. We're all the same shit. Yeah.
No, I feel you. But that makes me hesitant. He's on Louisiana, Lafayette Ragin' Cajuns, and the under. Dennis Garcia says, I got lucky with the ULL under last week. Both teams missed extra points. Cajuns, Blazers, that concludes Thursday night and Friday night action.